How do you tweet?
I
have a Twitter account now, but I have no idea how to tweet.
Let me see your phone.
Do I say things like @ or what's up or?
Oh, like what do you say?
Yeah, like I'm trying to post about tonight.
You say whatever you want, man.
I know it's 160 characters, but
yeah. I mean,
I've never actually read a tweet. I don't think.
Really?
If I'm being frank, yeah, I don't think I've ever actually. I've never had a Twitter. This
Honestly,
is like the first time I've had a Twitter.
It just depends on like what you want your persona to be.
Well, I just want to tell people like, hey, recording the first podcast right now.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just tweet something afterwards. I don't know.
Oh yeah, just be like, just recorded my first podcast. Absolute banger.
I guess so.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be a banger. Speaking of which, we're going live now, by the way.
Oh, cool.
I mean, I guess we're recording now. So, hey everybody, welcome to the podcast with me, Mike. We're here to explore all sorts of different things. And today I've got my first guest. It's my brother, David. We're going to talk... Sorry to talk over you. We're going to be talking about a bunch of different things. And it's going to be a fun conversation. David, you want to say hi to everybody?
What's up, guys? I'm David. Nice to be speaking to y'all. Glad to be on this podcast.
Yep. David, you are, I don't know, 13? 14?
I'm 15.
15.
Yeah.
Okay. I really wish I had better drink, but Sprite Zero, because I can't have caffeine. Whatever. It happens. So, David, what's been going on lately? How's school been going?
School's been going good. It's kind of weird because of COVID and everything. And then just football practice. Waking up at 5 in the morning now. Kind of sucks.
No, I get it. I'm up early, too.
Yeah.
I haven't been... Are you actually going to school? I mean, I know you're going for practice, but...
No, after practice, I just come straight home. Because...
Okay, so you're not actually hanging out at school.
Mm-mm.
Is anybody hanging out at school?
Some people are going to school and stuff. It's just... I feel like it'd be easier and then just to wait a little bit. Because a lot of schools are getting shut down and everything.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I get that. Well, one thing actually, because I was wondering this morning, I don't know, I mean, obviously you're not going to school right now, so you're not seeing it, you're not paying too much attention to it, but, I'm actually speaking kind of almost specifically to Chase and CJ, or is that the same person?
No, they're different people.
And I guess I'm speaking about you as well, but why does everybody have, like, that Patrick Mahomes haircut? Like, where it's, like, speaking mainly, honestly, probably about, like, the interracial kids. Because it's, like, all the kids are, just, like, look kind of like you. Like, they got, like, a palm tree haircut. It's, like, brown at first, then it's kind of blonde tips. I mean...
For me, specifically, it's because I think I have a weird head shape. Like, when my hair was shorter, you could kind of see just how big and round my face kind of was. And when I grew out my hair, it started looking a little longer. And obviously, that's because I matured. And then I think for CJ, it's because he kind of has a fatter face.
Oh, yeah?
See, yeah. Because that's why I started growing out in the first place, so...
I get that.
Yeah. And then Chase...
I'm actually surprised, because I thought my head shape was going to be weird looking when I got my head shaved.
Really?
But the first thing that the hairdresser said to me was that I actually look kind of good. I was like, alright, I guess I'm looking good. And then Dad said, just like you said, that I look like Cousin Michael.
Yeah.
Which I didn't see at first at all. I'm glad that I still have like kind of like the dark outline of how my hair looks. But
yeah, like how you're not completely bald. That'd be weird if you.
That's actually what I was gonna go for.
No.
Believe it or not. But not as a permanent style or anything.
Yeah.
But I was getting my haircut for the Thanksgiving haircut, and that guy, he's a barber down in San Marcos. I just kind of let him do whatever he wants. Like, I went in the first time. It's true, though. I went in the first time, and I was just like, hey, man, I trust whatever you're doing. And, I mean, quite frankly, also, they do offer, like, a free beer or, whiskey or whatever you want before. That's what you can do when you get an adult haircut. Is you get...
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, this guy's, like, one of those old-fashioned, like, barbers.
Nice.
And he's like, yeah, I got whiskey, I got a beer if you want. And so, getting my haircut, I was already pretty relaxed, but I was just like, yeah, I trust you, which the first time was really good. My Thanksgiving haircut, I almost kind of wasn't feeling, just because I think maybe it was just either a little bit too early, in the day because it was like 8 in the morning.
Yeah.
Or maybe he just had a long night because he said that he was out partying the night before. But when I was getting my haircut, I looked and saw his little sign, and one of the things said bald shave. And I was like, all right, that'll be ultimately what I'm probably going to need at some point. But, I'm glad that I have at least, a little bit of haircut, a little bit of hair left.
Yeah,
So.
no, I feel like without the hair, you definitely, my first thought would have been an egg. You kind of had that.
Yeah, no, I think it would have been bad if I hadn't lost a little bit of weight this year. So I think my face is thinned out a little bit. Whereas before, I was seeing pictures and I was looking fat as shit. Like I saw pictures from like last. Shoot, I guess it was maybe last. I mean, it was definitely last year when Morgan was down here and she, Brandon, me, and Nova and Piper all took Mom and Dad out to dinner.
Oh yeah.
I remember seeing one picture and being like, "Oh my god, I look so fat, so unbelievably fat."
Yeah, no. If you didn't thin down a little bit and you shaved your head, it would have been so bad.
It would have been so bad.
I mean, holy shit.
I mean, you never know until you try. I'm glad that it only ended up like this, though. It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, no. If you were fully bald, that would have been.
Yeah, that would have been wild. So, all right. So you're not going to school. All right. So it's going to be an interesting question then for you. So what are you doing about like girls? Like, how do you talk to girls then?
Just social media. I mean, that's how
Are you
it
just
is.
hitting them up with their DMs?
Yeah, and like Flex, ATX, and all that stuff for football and stuff. Like they see.
I don't know what that is.
It's basically they post our football highlights for all the high school football in Texas, basically. And so they'll see you on there.
Is that just your high school thing, or?
No, it's like all of high school.
Oh, okay.
Like all of Texas high school. So they'll see you on there, and then they'll follow you or whatever, or people will see you on Snapchat and they'll add you, and so you just gotta slide in the DM, say, "Hey, what's up?"
That's so silly. All right, so hold on. This Flex ATX thing, is it like an app or is it like a website?
It's an Instagram page.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So,
Yeah.
So they'll post like highlights of your game.
Mm-hmm. And like they'll tag you in it when they post like your play or something.
How do they tag you?
It's just.
Do they have your Instagram information?
Yeah, that's.
Do the coaches give them to it?
No, they because all the high school football players follow it because that's where we all get our like news from and everything.
Okay.
So they just kind of know who you are, you know.
I guess. All right,
Yeah.
so I guess Instagram's the main slide in the DM thing.
Yeah, it's more. That's where you find people, and then.
See, all right, I not recently, but definitely in the past. All right, maybe like after. All right, maybe before the pandemic, I was definitely guilty of like messaging some people, and not even necessarily like being like, "Hey, what's up?" or anything. A lot of the times, I would actually just be messaging and just being like really, really genuinely nice, but it could definitely be read as creepy. Like, hey, I've said things like, hey, just want to say I really respect, where you've come since high school. Like, it's good to see somebody being successful. Stuff like that. But, like, genuine compliments.
But that's creepy because it's like, you haven't talked to them in
Right.
so long, and that's the first thing you say.
But they're... Alright, yeah.
It's like, hey, I love your success.
No, I love it. I just be like, hey, I've been seeing this and this, and I just want to let you know that and I don't even continue the conversation any further. Like, I'll just say that, and then I just kind of leave it be. And most of the time, somebody will read something, and then no reply, and I'm like, come on. Like, you could have at least said thank you. Like, or at least, maybe you like the message. But beyond that, I've definitely been guilty of, having some nights where, maybe I've had, like one or two drinks, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I can message her. Like, I feel like, whatever. And then I feel super embarrassed the next day.
Well, see, that's the problem. It's so easy to message people now. It's like, I don't know, if you're just feeling wild that night or something, like, it's just so easy to be like, you know what, why not?
Oh, I'm
and then
always
send a
feeling
text. Wild. Exactly. And it's just like, I feel like they should make it a little bit harder.
To send a message?
Oh, yeah, because it's just like...
But what if you have to
so
send
easy.
a message to somebody and be like, hey, my dad's dying, and I knew that you knew my dad.
Well, see,
That's
that's
like
why you have their phone number. If you're that close with the person,
I guess it's true.
Then you have their phone number. You know.
I don't know. Whatever. What kind of girls do you like then? What kind of girls do you like sliding into their DMs?
Probably white girls.
Probably white girls.
White girls. Yeah.
For all of y'all listening, because we don't have video right now, my brother David is black. Perhaps maybe. Are you interracial?
I am interracial. Yeah, for sure.
Interracial and black. Was your dad white? I think is what it was.
We have no clue.
I feel like your dad was white and your mom was black.
Yeah,
but I also
that's what I think too.
I also might be totally wrong. Or so you like white girls, huh?
Yeah. It's just
David, you know the name of my podcast is Pogcast, right? Which, in this situation, I didn't even get to mention. So for me, Pog is fat ass white guy.
Fat ass white guy.
Yeah, which is why I have the picture of me bending over as a woman, because that's me. I'm just like a totally chill fat ass white dude.
Nice.
But it definitely was inspired by a certain genre of pornography that I had not even necessarily watched, because I'm not into fat ass white girls. I'm like I'm into like moderate sized ass white girls.
Nice.
And Hispanic girls, and sometimes black girls, but not as often.
Well, it depends. But
black girls have to be into me. That's the thing. And I'm very white.
Yeah.
It's not everybody's flavor.
It's just like, for me, like the main type is like white girl. But like obviously, I still like other girls. It's just like if I look at a group of girls, right, and there's a white girl, I'm obviously gonna be looking at her first, and then the same thing you said. Like a black girl has to like me, and then like I'll get interested.
Yeah, but the thing that I'm interested actually in is you're 15.
Yes.
Which means that you're not driving yet.
No.
Which means that like any girls that you're interested in, it's pretty exclusively like.
They drive me around.
What?
Yeah.
You had girls drive you around before?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
When?
Like, literally the whole of last year.
The whole of last year?
Yeah.
That's wild.
I couldn't drive, man. It was like...
I've never been... Alright, I've only been driven around by a girl, like, if I'm dating them, and I'm like, I got stuff I gotta do, and this is your car, you can drive. But, like, I like driving. I like to be the one responsible of taking care of somebody. You'll understand eventually.
Yeah.
But, like, I like knowing that I'm taking care of everybody in, the car, and it's my responsibility to make sure that they're safe. And so I feel uncomfortable being driven around. But...
Well, see, that's also how you can kind of judge a girl's character, to see if they're more careful or not. The way they drive. Because if they drive kind of recklessly, you can kind of tell that they don't really care. But if they drive carefully and they follow the laws and everything, that's how you can kind of be like, okay, she's pretty nice. She listens, at least.
Gotcha. Speaking of following the laws, that's going to bring me to our first sponsor, Kraft Mac and Cheese. That's right, not Kraft Foods, only Kraft Mac and Cheese. They follow the laws of flavor. Back to the podcast. Yeah, I bet you didn't know that we were sponsored by Kraft Mac and Cheese, huh?
I did not, actually.
Yep.
That was a big surprise.
We are absolutely 100% not actually sponsored by Kraft Mac and Cheese. But I'm putting it out there just because I know Robert Kraft is a player, and I know that he's definitely down to sponsor a podcast. And I love the Patriots, which he owns. So, connect the dots. It's going to happen.
Someday.
One of these days, I'm going to get a letter from Kraft Mac and Cheese, and they're like, listen.
What's up, fat-ass white guy?
We're going to send you a box for you to stop talking about us. So,
please, keep us out of your podcast.
I'll officially say that I'm sponsored at that point. But, whatever. Alright, so, driven around by girls.
Yeah.
That you were dating?
Not all of them.